Hello, I'm going to be building this 5-high expandable door for you. I made this with Creeper Gamer 957. And yeah, let's just build it. So, you need a 3 by 6 by 17 area. The floor level is going to be, well, 5 blocks. So wherever you want to build, you're going to dig 5 blocks under your floor. And we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. So let's start with, I guess, the input. So let me just expand this hallway out a little. There we go. And my mistake, we're going to start with the layout. So I didn't build the top, so I won't know much about it, of how it works and stuff. So I'm going to be checking that a lot. And then for the bottom, the storage goes on the same side as that one over there. So, and then you're going to put 3 pistons like this, and then this. And then for the inputs, I'm going to do in light gray because, well, that's what we did it as. So you're going to put sticky piston here. You're going to put an observer facing up, observer facing here, and then a dust in there. This dust is going to be part of the door expanding, so keep that in mind. And then over here, we're going to do a dust, a repeater, dust repeater again, and then an observer here. And that's it for the bottom layout. And then for the top, we're going to put this. Now you can either use a bell or a rail, but I'm going to guarantee you that you want to use a rail because the bell is noisy. We're going to have this input on top using this dust and this repeater. And then over here we're going to have 3 dust inputs like so. So that is the entire layout. And I did forget one more thing, and that is these 2 updater pistons for parts of the quad extender on the top. So now let's get into the red circuit. So the red circuit will be the input. So place this block here for later with this, and I'm just using a lamp because of it looks cool. And now I just realized that this block is actually completely useless. So yeah, you save yourself a block. You're gonna build a little torch tower like this. This is what's gonna fire the top, but we're gonna get to that later. Let me grab repeaters. So you're gonna do a 2-tick, 4-tick. I believe they can be the other way around. This actually needs to go on observer. I believe they can be the other way around. It's just we didn't think of that at the time. Let me get a cauldron. So you're going to place a sticky piston here, a cauldron up here. Now on the server, it's energy, the cauldrons automatically fill up. So in survival mode, just use a water bottle. So I'm just going to show you how you would do that. Water bottles are just much safer because, well, you can just do this. But a water bucket, there's a chance you can break it, so water bottles are just much better. And if you're 1.17, you can use the lava bucket if you like, but yeah, and I believe it is 2 4-ticks. Because, yeah, it is. So, and then to get to the bottom, that will be it for the red. Yep. And now let's get to the bottom. So, we're going to start with the dropper hopper. This is going to be used for the bottom. You're going to place any item inside for now. You're going to place this comparator. Now, remove this block for now, because we need to place this, and this, and from here you're going to place this dust. This dust is going to go down into 3 slabs in a row, which is kind of cool-ish, and then this goes into a repeater, and then this dust. Now this repeater cannot be a block, it doesn't work like that. And for now, this actually does the entire bottom closing. Besides the actual like extension of the blocks. So just for now, what you can do is place a blue wool repeater there and the dust. This will be used for the extension. So if you want to test it, and the reason why it takes so long to close is because you'll see in a second when we power blue, and then on the other edge when you reset it like that. Like that. So now, let's get into blue, which is the last circuit of the bottom. And what's really cool about this is it just takes the falling edge from the retraction of this. So we're going to place a repeater here, a 3-tick repeater for later. That will be used for the opening edge of the door, and that piston will do the whole closing. So this time we flick it. Now you can see this block does get pushed up, but that's not an issue because the top is properly timed with these 4-tick repeaters and stuff, so that when the top pushes down the block, this piston won't power because it's being blocked by the top. And then on the opening, just put the blocks like this, and then you can unflick it. And then to retract everything, we're going to use this 3-tick to fire a double extender type thing. So this 3-tick goes into here. Sorry, not there. Goes here. Wait, where does that go again? Yeah, it was there. This goes here. This goes over there. And then there's a 4-tick here. Okay, and this 4-tick's on a slab, by the way. Tick there, this. Now, you might think, well, you might realize, wait, because that's connected, this would do a double extender and then this would retract down like this. It won't if we block it from the lever, because this repeater will fire this piston first, and then when this powers, it can't because the piston is, when extended, is immovable. But on the opening, it will retract when you unflick the lever, and then this would be able to go up. And now to get the last retraction in, which is just to fire this piston here again. It's a little bit of a loop, but of observers and stuff, but it will work. So you place a toggle like this. You place a hopper here. Does it go there? Yeah, it does. Sorry. I'm just gonna remove some of this so I can build stuff. Yeah, this goes down. This goes across into another hopper. And with 3-tick here, and then remove all of this, and then you're going to go around like so, and that will fire this piston. And if you remember what that piston does, it will fire this observer, which will pull this down, and then this repeater goes back up into this. Now, because the pulse is so fast, as it being a 1-tick pulse with this observer, this observer butting this will not fire it, and that's the whole bottom. I forgot everything else in here. That is not an issue. To fix that, all you need to do is take a lever, and here. To change this, you power this piston like this with a lever, and then flick this. Like that. And that's because, and that just gets into the state for now, and then on the opening, there we go. So that's the whole bottom, and for now we're just going to put a little thing in for cyan, which is this, this, and this, and that's what's going to refire the top. So that's the whole bottom, and now let's do the top closing, which is quite simple, I think. We start with a sticky piston here, which will bud this block and fire this piston. And when expanding it, I'll show you how to do that later. that will now go into this torch, and this will be used for the what's it called later. I believe this goes up. I can't remember really. Okay, so this will fire this repeater up here. Like that. Don't really remember this at all. Oh, I see. I'm dumb. This here, just for now, we're going to place this on an observer. Like this. We're going to place this, and that is a repeater. So this door must be built in 1.16, because you have to be able to do this. So that's the whole top closing. Done. To disable the bottom, just remove that block. And when you flick it, you wait a little bit, and that perfectly times it. Next is the opening. So, this fires this dust. This vortex name. Thank you. That's better. I broke some stuff, so by accident, so you can just reset that. You might think that this piston will fire on the opening from this dust, but because this torch will be constantly on from the lever, this dust power and this will not matter. And it doesn't matter on the closing because this observer is not solid, so we can't fire it. So next, we're going to do the, what is it? Okay, so we're going to curve in like this with two observers. Then we're going to do a lamp like this. And then that will also go into this, which goes into a light blue block here, which does the timings for the butted piston here and the piston in this position for the double. And then to fire the dust line on top, we use this. And that is a lamp for after. So if we unflick it, this should do the whole double, otherwise I've missed something. And there we go. It could be faster with that not being a lamp, I think, but I think that's how it's going to be. So now what we do is where do we go with this? I guess we can get into purple. So this goes directly up into this, which will pull this up like this. Now we need to do 2 pulses to this piston, which luckily is done by this piston. So we have this piston here. This will go here like this, and then we have this, and then a yellow block for some reason. And then we're going to do this cool 2 observers down, 2 tick, 2 tick. This will be used for the double pulse. And then later in cyan, there will be that. So keep that in mind, because we don't want to like update and stuff. So then there's going to be this repeater with this observer, that dust, and this dust, and that will do this, and then this, and then the rest should be almost done. So we need to fire what looks to be this and put it here, and that comes from where? Oh, I see. 4 tick here. Okay, I see. So from this observer here, we go up with a dust. The reason why this observer is here is to redirect this so it doesn't fire this piston, because that will break. And then we have this 4-tick repeater, which goes into this sticky piston, up into this light gray block, it looks like. So what this should do is pull this up and pull this up. Am I missing anything? I don't think I am. Yeah, everything should be good. Don't test it, because you never know if it might not work. So let's flick. There's the slight bit of delay. You can remove that block, so you don't have to get it afterwards. We're missing this pulse. I don't know where that pulse comes from. Weird. I don't know where that pulse comes from. I'm quite, curious. Oh. Yeah, I remember. We're just missing this piston here, which has this. And that piston fires from looks to be nowhere, but keep it just in case. Okay, so let's test that again. Yeah, so this piston does actually get powered. Never mind. There you go. And that's the entire top. Now we just have to do the extra moves, which is probably the best circuit of the whole door, because it's the most optimized out of everything. The bottom's quite optimized. The top can be much faster, but it's the most optimized out of everything. The next block, you can either make this a hopper or a note block. I'm just going to make it a note block because that's what it is over here. You might as well make it a note block because, well, you're already using 1.16 in the door, so if you're trying to thinking of keeping it 1.11, you already use 1.16. This block will, so when the signal comes up from this, it will fire this repeater, firing this observer, pulling the row of blocks. If you expand it upwards to fire the storage and the opening, all we need to do is fire this block with the torch on it, because what will happen is this will push up, firing this, grabbing the storage, which is here, then go back into this piston and this piston, pushing it down. Sorry. And then when it turns off, this will fire and then do the whole thing. I'm not going to look at that DM. Lol. So now we can do the last bit, which is this dust and a 3-tick repeater. This cannot be a 2-tick. It could be a 4-tick if your heart desires, but 3-tick is better. The reason why it can't be a 2-tick because a 2-tick is too fast for this, so this will push up and then retract as the observer is updating, so this will never fire this block or this rail, so this observer will never update. So yeah, now the whole door should be done. To test that, you can just place this block back, and then I will show you how to expand it. Strange. Why did that not work the way I thought it would? This did not fire, cause... why? Hold on. That's strange. I don't know why that didn't fire. That should have fired. Strange. Let's try that again. Was this piston in the right? Yeah, that piston is in the right state. Maybe... That has one item, that's that. I don't know why that would be any different. The dust redirection's different because I copied it from somewhere else that had it expanded. I have no clue why it does that. I think the best way just to fix that is to set this on 3, and that will fix it. That might fix it. So let's try this time. There we go. So if whatever reason the door didn't work, you can just set this repeater on 3 ticks and it will fix it. I have no clue why that broke, but it will work the same way. And there we go. And now I will show you how to expand the door. So let's just start at the bottom. We're going to just expand it out to 3, but if your heart desires, you can expand it out to I think 14 because of this dust. So you can only add 13 more. Actually, yeah, 14. Actually, no, it's 13 because of this dust. Having to fire this dust too. So yeah, you can only expand this out to 13, so you can only add to max 12 more layers to this. So it's not infinitely expandable, but that's good. Let's just use white for this. So you're going to place a little thing like this. So it's quite simple how to expand this. It's just one of the inputs. Slightly weird to expand. So just remove this for now. Place this dust. And then place this. Now this input, you need to do this as well. That's the only way these pistons will ever get a pulse. So that's the weird input, because it's part of the actual build that has to go with it as well. And then let's do the top. So the top has a weird input. Instead of having blocks like this in rail, you just have dust like this, because this has to just bud update this piston here. And the piston will update these, well, the dust will fire these pistons. And then we place this dust. You place this in. No, sorry about that. You place this in. And you place this in. You need to be careful of this piston. Remove that observer to place this block in, because it will fire that. And then place this. I forgot about that. That should not be too big of a deal. And yeah, that should be the entire top expanded up to 3 layers. So like so. And there's also, I forgot to mention, there is no cooldown on the door, so you can flip the lever the second the door closes. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Why did that happen? No clue why that did that. I'm guessing it's because of this. So yes, now this should work. No, same reason. Same reason. That top piston does not want to extend. That top piston does not want to extend. I see. Oh yeah, this is in the wrong state, that's why. That should be out. There, fix the problem. Yeah, it's just toggles can be annoying and finicky sometimes, but that works. That should always be out when the door is closed and in when the door is open, so this piston here. Can I flick it? Thank you. There we go, and there's the bottom. Just to show the closing working. There we go, and the opening. There's some lag there. So that's the entire door completed. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to check out Creeper Gamer. I forgot to mention that he has a channel. I'll link that in the description. Sorry for lack of uploads. I've been working on some builds, and I hope to bring you those cool builds in the next little bit. It's a floating boat over there. Nice boat. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, bye.